using multiple nationwide PPO networks for pre-negotiated discounted rates and no copays, no co-insurance, and no deductibles. If you're interested in a quote, give us a call or text 502-386-1128 and provide us your zip code and the ages and gender of those to include. Call or text us at 502-386-1128. That's 502-386-1128.
Since 1955, Buddy Gandy's Seafood Market has been providing their customers with the freshest seafood in Panama City. Whether you're cooking something small or hosting a big get-together, Buddy Gandy's has you covered with a variety of fish, oysters, shrimp, crab legs, live blue crabs, a steam bar, and more. They'll even clean your catch for you. Open 7 days a week near the intersection of Beck Avenue and Highway 98. Don't forget to mention 104.3 ESPN for your 10% discount. Visit Buddy Gandy's Seafood Market on Facebook.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana. Powered by Pepsi. 102.1, 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
Hit me! 104.3, 102.1 Mariana, Northwest Florida's legendary station. Jim Bob Brandt on an absolutely beautiful Tuesday. The Texas A&M Aggie is on his way. Ethan and Boyd will be here soon. Let's talk, Jim Bob, a little bit high school football. Wait a minute. Let's do something different. Florida State. Woo! How about those Seminoles, baby? He gets it done, baby. That was, oh my God.
That was incredible.
We'll talk a little bit more about the Seminoles. We had to get that gun. And what about them Gators? Who picked them Gators? I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
I wish you all were watching this on Facebook.
I'm waiting. I picked those Gators, baby. And Miami, all three of the Florida schools look good. Of course, you had to be negative and point out who Miami was playing.
It's the truth.
Oh my! Here we Debbie. We're going to Disney's crowded. It's really hot.
No. That's never me. That's you. and the other stuff I can't say.
The Yankee is in the building.
I can't say on air. I'll get fired.
The Yankees are in the building.
That's you.
What a day! SEC, my goodness, man. The SEC looked like a powerhouse, which it is. 13-1. And I was at the LSU Florida State game, and we'll talk more about that later. Let's tell you what. Let's get into high
lucky
school
he made it back alive.
Yeah,
that's the truth of it right there.
I made a poor decision on one thing.
I
should have won that. I should have worn that hat over there.
Who goes to New Orleans and pokes the LSU fans? You guys ain't nothing.
I know.
Wearing Alabama gear, and then he complains that he almost gets jumped. Hey, Forrest, that's on you.
Listen to this. And my beautiful my beautiful granddaughter, Leighton Bell, she said, I want everybody to remind my uncle Matt Hale picked Oregon to beat Georgia. How about them dogs, baby? How about them dogs? All this stuff. Jason Kovaleski, I'm worried they lost so much talent. Hell, Georgia's better this year. They were last. Georgia's going to be good.
I got to be honest. Of all the teams I watched, and I watched them, tried to watch them all, I think Georgia's play calling was outstanding.
Bennett, what about Bennett?
Outstanding.
He threw the ball all over the field.
I mean, they're unpredictable. You know, like some of the other teams, they just kind of what they're going to do by formation. But that wasn't Georgia, man. That really impressed me.
Jared Hale's a turncoat, man. Turncoat. He wore an LSU. He goes, watch this. He went and bought an LSU jersey. Wore it. We stayed at Florida State's hotel. Had an unbelievable time. Great time. Goes up. We're sitting in Florida State section. And we're having a one time, and all these FSU in front of people. He goes in there and acts like, just like a typical LSU fan. But he was doing it trying to get them. But they were cool. They were really good. We had a great time. But he was throwing a fit. He got me about beat up on the way to the stadium.
Guy tries to go get a beer.
Yeah.
And gets in a
give me a credit
fight.
card. Yeah. Anyway, Leighton Bell, good call. She picked the Florida Gators. They got it done. What a week in college football. I loved it, man. Didn't you enjoy it? I really and truly
Yeah, it
enjoyed
was
this
fun.
weekend. Did you go anywhere? Or you just watch it at home?
No, I watched it home.
All right, let's get into high school football. Jared and I were at this game. We went over there and saw Bill. I got there late. Jared's over there. We stayed on there, talked to Bill and his family.
Did you stay the whole game? I already know
No,
that.
I left about right after third quarter. I left middle of the third quarter. All right, Sneeze over on Marlins, 72-43. Running back from Sneeze,
72.
72-49. Sneeze beat Arnold, 72-49.
Are you kidding?
Jesus.
No. Did
No,
you not?
I-
Did you not?
Those
see
are
that?
bit like
well,
basketball
I watched
scores.
the Scott Rossman thing, and they said it was 27-15.
72-49.
No, that's not what they said on
Yeah,
there.
and the running back rushed for 500 yards.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, Sneed's running back rushed for 500 yards. Jim, it was unbelievable.
No, because on the Friday night overtime or whatever.
Most points ever given up.
It was 27-15.
I think Bill told us this. I think most points ever given up by the Marlins, 72-49. Arnold, I'm gonna tell you what, Arnold's offense, quarterback looked really, really good.
Yeah, he's
he threw the
athletic.
ball to the field. They could have got some stops. That'd have been something. But Bill, we knew Bill was gonna have him ready to play. Bill has nothing against the coaches over there, but it's the old people that ruin the school.
I
They ruined it.
understand.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I was
So,
part of that. I understand.
Yeah, the people that he wanted to get, the people that destroyed school, they're not there anymore. So it was a good game for if you're a Sneeds fan.
Wow.
What are you doing there, Mr. Ethan Boyd?
I was just rewatching the games from this weekend. I was so excited, you know what I
Oh
mean?
my God! I will say Texas A&M. What about the SEC? Goodness
look good.
Lord,
Yeah.
are they awesome or what?
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say
happy
what
Florida State.
I heard somebody say about Texas A&M. Let me tell you something. Sam Houston was not. You go look. Sam Houston got a good little program there.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't look great offensively, but yeah, I mean, for an FCS program, and
Yeah.
they're usually
It's
the,
not
they're
like
usually
a-
the playoff. They're one of
right.
the top fours almost every year.
Right.
So,
It's not like
but-
playing. It's not like playing a Notre Dame or somebody like that. We playing.
Right. You're right.
No, I'm gonna tell you that was a heck of a football game. I had a couple guys. I was sitting there listening to all these other people, and they were going like, "Man, I thought Ohio State was going to just kill them." And I'm like, "Wait a minute now. You thought two teams in the top five. I did too. Okay, I admit it too. But what I wanted to see is Ohio State's defense. I thought they looked good. I thought the defense looked outstanding.
I did too.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Ohio State.
No.
No, I
Notre
was
Dame
very
got-
impressed. with
Yeah,
the
I was
defense.
too. Notre Dame was sick of hearing everybody saying that crap. They show. I got to give them credit. Notre Dame played well.
What you got to understand too is Marcus Freeman played at Ohio State.
Yeah.
James Laurinaitis, who played with him as a linebacker at Ohio State, was one of his coaches. They heard that crap all off season.
That's
and you
what I was
got to know
saying.
they were going to be ready. Now, are
Right.
they as athletic as Ohio State? No, but they gave them everything they wanted.
They did.
They were prepared. They played hard.
But what I wanted to see how they going to play defense. I thought they looked really good.
And it just kills me as an Ohio State fan. All these people on ESPN, the talking heads is supposed to know everything.
I know.
And they're talking about, well, Tommy Eichenberg, who plays linebacker for Ohio State, number 35. He played last year. He played the year before that. It's not the physical ability; it's the ability to know where the heck you're supposed to be.
Line them up.
And there's
scheme
no
'em
and there's
up.
no hesitation.
Right.
They're playing fast for the first time in probably their whole Ohio State career. And Steele Chambers was a running back, number 22. He was recruited as a running back. Of course he can run.
What about those Mosley Dolphins and Bay
Yeah.
High Tornadoes?
Oh,
My
big
goodness.
win for
Bay
Manly.
High School, man. Bay.
Manly ever gonna stop talking about this?
27-17. Coach Brown, congratulations. I didn't see that coming. I think
I didn't
everybody in here
either.
picked Jason Kovaleski picked Bay. Everybody else said Mosley, too much talent. Great job, Bay High School.
Yep.
Big, huge win. Bozeman, my boy, got it done. I told you. I thought Bozeman
Yep.
would get it done. 14-7 at Liberty. Holmes County, Coach Lee does a great job over there. They take care of North Bay Haven 38-0. Bluntstown 33. We knew Bluntstown was loaded. 33-6 over Rutherford. Chipley 46. Pike Liberty Arts 9. North Florida Christian 21. Mariana 7. Weewall 38. Bell 8. Good job at Weewall. Weewall's now 1-1. Mariana's 0-2. Chipley's 2-0. Rutherford 0-2. Bluntstown's 2-0. North Bay Haven 1-1. Holmes County's 2-0. And Bozeman 1-1. Mosley 1-1. Bay High School 2-0. Arnold 0-2. Sneeze is 2-0. Sneeze got a good little team there. We got a caller. Let's take this caller real quick. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Coach. I want to talk about the Ohio University Go Bobcats, and then get Michigan Eddie on talk more Big Ten football, brother.
All right.
I want to talk about that LSU team that in the first half their blocking looked like the swarm around a 7 and under girls soccer game. They couldn't keep their hats on anybody.
Well, is this Mike?
What?
Mike.
Yeah, this is Mike.
Mike, I'm glad you called. Let me tell you something. LSU hadn't changed a bit. I watched that. They hit on the kickoff. They hit a guy late, 15 yards. They ran on the sidelines doing that crap. They got out-coached, got outplayed. FSU should have blown them out. I got to give them credit. They didn't quit. They didn't give up as far as LSU. But they made a lot of mistakes, man.
I'll tell you what. Here's my. I should have known that in a year of turmoil and strife and transfer portals and NIL, that Alabama and Georgia were going to still be on top because they got the program going. So here's my West. It's like Alabama, maybe Arkansas, maybe drinking the Kool-Aid. Then all the rest of them will be tied at about 4-4. And cannibalize themselves.
The East looks good.
I really was disappointed in Kelly. Somebody suggested the question: is it better to lay out a week and watch somebody, or to play? Well, I guess you got to play, but you need to have a system.
Yeah.
The quarterback. I mean, God bless Jaden Daniels. He's an athlete. There's no doubt about it. But he is not. There are four, maybe five, maybe six better quarterbacks in the SEC than him. You got a returning Heisman Trophy winners one, and for all the lumps he takes, Stetson Bennett, the fifth or whatever he is, he's probably more effective. And then you got Hooker at Tennessee.
I'll take Vandy's quarterback.
You got Richardson at Florida.
I'll take Vandy's quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good one too. Hey, they're gonna skip over South Carolina Upstate and jump up and take on Wake Forest this week. Let's see how good they are.
Yep.
Now, I was in the stands, 40 years ago when they played Wake Forest, and a dude in gold high tops ran for about 250 over them. And that's back when they had players and coaches. And that might have been before Doc Christ got there. Anyway, love your show. I'm really, LSU cost the SEC
I know it.
a 15-0 record.
Yep. Yep.
And I talk smack. I'm from Tennessee, but Narduzzi's been talking a lot of smack. And we're going to find out if his alligator mouth can back up his 10-cent paper, whatever it is. But
I know what you mean.
They got us at Neyland last year. We get them in Pittsburgh this year. Go Vols. Love you.
All right. Thanks, Mike. All right, high school football, that was a big weekend, man. Bay High School, we can't say enough about that. That was a huge win.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
No, sir, man. We might have a new king of Bay County.
Yeah, good.
What do you think, Ethan? New king?
Hey, I'm excited for it.
My voice is going a little bit, man. I was doing the Seminole chop. I tell you what, I was an SEC guy to those LSU people tried to fight me. I said, you know what? The hell with y'all. Go FSU, baby.
You're a front runner.
That's right. I was right there on that train, baby.
You're a troublemaker, man.
Yeah. You know what? Last year I picked them to beat Notre Dame week 1 at home. They're going to pull the upset. I picked LSU to win this one. I didn't know. I had no idea. But Florida State, they were focused. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But how much time we got? Ethan, boy, what's going on down at Rudy's Barbecue? Everything good?
Yeah, just went through Labor Day weekend, obviously. And
was it pretty good?
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Good.
So watched football, and then we just getting ready for just more fall stuff. Fall break coming up. Got starting to feed some football teams this weekend. So we'll feed Mosley this weekend.
Good.
So just.
What'd you think of those potato chips?
Did you
they
feed?
They were good. They're spicy. They had a little kick to them.
Did you feed Bay last week?
We did not. Oh, I should.
There was a lot of talk to something. They got some juice in that thing. I thought, man, wow. You got to talk to Coach Manley. I think he's going to come in tomorrow. He had his chest pumped out, buddy. He was pumped up, ready to go.
He's been talking.
He was on Facebook quite a bit. He wasn't. You know what? Before the game, he wasn't there saying much, but after the game, he said a lot. Which I don't blame him. I'd be going to say.
And he's on the referee thing again too.
Yeah,
come on, man, leave the refs go.
Well, I tell you what, the officials, SEC's got big money. That LSU Florida State game, I was up and saying, SEC's got a lot of big money. I was worried about some of the calls. The traffic was unbelievable leaving 331, even coming across the bridge over in Mobile, Pensacola area. It was unbelievable travel. People in Mobile going back west and everything. I guess everybody was down in Florida this week, and it was unreal. As you can tell, my voice is kind of going. I tell you what, I can't wait, man. I hadn't been down to J. Michael's lately. The best seafood, coldest beer. Go try it. You'll love it. One day away from that world-famous spaghetti. Stevenson Air Conditioning. It was hot and it was humid. I turned it down low. It feels good right now. Thank you, Jason. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one. South Oak Title and Closing. Nobody does a better job than Chuck Tucker. Everybody knows if you're going to do real estate deals, you're going to close with South Oak Title and Closing. Only the smart people do, I'll say that. Also, don't forget Buffalo Rock. Find people there. And Ethan Boyd, Rudy Tootie's Barbecue. My granddaughters are ready for me to take them. We have got to get down there and get some of that good turkey and barbecue. We were in New Orleans. I saw a couple of barbecue places. I said, nah, no way.
Yeah.
I ain't waste my money here.
Don't even bother.
Seafood, okay. Nah, we're going to go back home. We're going to have barbecue. So everything's going good.
Yeah, everything's going
great.
great.
Have you seen Jim Bob in there lately?
I have seen him a few
You saw
times.
that big old head walk through? Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. Hopefully we have Coach Tillman on. We were off yesterday. We didn't get to touch Coach Campbell at Arnold, which I think is doing a fine job. Rebuilding's tough, man. When you got school of choice, kids are going left and right, it's hard to go in there and rebuild a school right now. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana. It is a Tuesday with Jim Brandt, Ethan Boyd. Big John behind the board.
I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I can be center field.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your touchdown headquarters for the Mosley Dolphins and the Auburn Tigers. Plus, premier college and NFL games. Touchdown! Your source for the most live football on the Gulf Coast in a rich audio experience. 102.1, 104.3 in the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting clouds and showers and thunderstorms developing today through tonight. There'll be some sunshine today and the high near 90 and the overnight temperature near 75. And the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. More showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Game days are always better at Dave & Buster's. That's because more TV inches, more food and drinks, more space, and more fun make the game we all know and love more special. Nothing beats seeing your favorite team take the field on the 2 12-foot big screens or 26 75-inch TVs. Throw in the arcade experience and you've got a winning atmosphere that no other sports bar can deliver. Follow the fun at Dave & Buster's, Panama City Beach on Facebook and Instagram. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports at Dave & Buster's.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We saw one of our good buddies down at Rudy's Barbecue. Who was it?
Pat Revel.
Can ride a bike for 3 hours straight, doesn't even
40
get sweat.
miles.
Yeah, they are
Dang.
incredible. I think, how old did he say he was, you know?
No, but
He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Looks
man.
good.
Great guy. Wonderful guy. Just like the guy we're on the phone right now, Coach Tillman, one of the top coaches in the state of Florida. Coach Tillman, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Man, I tell you, that schedule is brutal. You're playing, and Coach Tillman, I'll tell you, it's hard to build a program now when your kids can leave every other day. And I know Arnold's going through it. I know you're going through it. Your school was completely destroyed through a hurricane, and it's just going to take time. I'm just proud of you. You're doing a great job. I don't want you to get discouraged because you're one of the top coaches in the state. I know that for a fact. I went against you. I've known you for 23 years, 24 years, however long it's been. And I just want you to keep your head up, keep fighting hard. Give us a couple names who played well for you, and let us know if everybody's healthy or not. Give us a little rundown what happened.
Keaton Shermer really played well for us. Played on both sides of the ball, played some tight end, played some a lot of defensive back for us. Up front, Edward Johnson played well for us. The Jakari Brown, Roman Holmes, Adrian Howard. All those guys played well for us, and we're not discouraged. We just understand that we're playing a ton of sophomores and not a ton of seniors.
Yeah.
And some of the things that we're going through is, things that they would probably be taken care of in JV games.
Right.
Penalties, turnovers, field position are kind of the things we're preaching to them. And yesterday we spent time just breaking down the film with them and just showing them, okay, hey, this penalty, not only did it eliminate the run, but it backed it up. So that holding call was actually 17 yards of field position. And, here's lining up all sides. Well, that's 5 yards. And then, the missed tackles kind of discouraged with our tackling last week. And we're going to address that today because we're better than what we did. But just in the first half alone, them with great effort with their running backs and us with giving them a second opportunity. It was like over 200 yards of that, we inflicted on ourselves in some form or fashion. And those are things that we were like, we got to just address us. And I think that when you can show it to them and then that you can actually put that into a situation where they can learn from it and see how every yard impacts an outcome of a game, that is important. That's part of the learning process, but that's something that, they'd have probably been taken care of at junior varsity level, but we're taking care of it at the varsity level right now with some good teams. And, Walton coming in 2-0 has put up a ton of points, got a great defensive front right there. Their defensive tackles are really, really good and explosive and strong and powerful and the whole package. And Coach White does a great job with the offense, breaking them down this weekend. So, next week will be the first time we play somebody that's had a loss. And that's because Walton beat Mariana a couple of weeks ago. But at the same time, we're going to continue to, try to mature and play together and learn from it.
Yeah, and people don't realize out there in high school football, if you play a lot of sophomores, you're going against guys 2 and 3 years older than you. It's kind of a mismatch physically. But Bay High did that a couple years back, and they got a lot of seniors now. And they're doing pretty good. So the future is bright. Yeah, I think the future is bright for you guys. Now, health-wise, how did y'all come out of the game? Everybody healthy?
We got a couple of bumps and bruises. We'll have to see how they respond to treatment, but we'll probably hold out at least one of our returning seniors. We only have 3, and we're going to hold one of them out. That's big. But just because we don't need to put him in a situation that could impact the rest of the season for us. So we've got to have somebody that's a younger guy step up and take more downs this week. But that's just part of it.
Right. Break it down, matchup. What's the key to the game? What do you guys have to do to pull off a win?
Stop the self-inflicted stuff. The missed tackles, the penalties, turnovers, those kind of things are really what it's going to come down to. We have talent. There's no doubt. It's just young talent. And as soon as we understand that the penalties, turnovers, and the field position are critical to the outcome of high school football games, then as soon as we eliminate those, and I told them we ain't got to be perfect. I mean, it's high school football, but we have to win the penalty margin. We have to win the penalties and the turnovers and those kind of things. As long as we're on the positive side of those with who we're playing, then we're going to be fine. But we have to create less mistakes on ourselves than what the other team's doing.
All right, now you got to go on the road this week, correct? The game's going to be played
Yes, sir.
Friday night?
Yes, sir.
Now, y'all
Yes,
play
sir.
Thursday. How did you handle practice? Did you give them off after the game Thursday? You let them rest up, or how'd you do this?
I did, and we came in yesterday. But now it all depends. Like if we play a Thursday and the following week is a district game, then we won't do that. But we were turning and burning all week to get ready for a Thursday game, and so I did. I gave them Friday afternoon off, but and then we brought them in yesterday with the day off from school.
How good is Walton on the special teams? They pretty good?
Got good kick returners. They're sound. They're field goal team. They're not making mistakes. They're pretty sound all the way in all facets of the game.
Well, Coach, good luck to you, brother. Keep working hard. We'll have you on next Tuesday. Anything else you want to get out there? What about tickets? Can you still buy them at your place, or how do you do the away games? How they do that?
I don't know. I'd have to check with Walton and see how they're doing them. I know how we're going to do them for our home games. It'll be GoFan plus a ticket box at the gates, but I'm not sure how Walton County's doing them. I haven't heard.
All right, Coach Tillman, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next Tuesday, 7:15.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Coach Tillman does a great job, Jim.
Yeah, he does.
You know how hard it is to you've been there. You've had to rebuild programs.
Yeah,
He's
it's not fun.
At least when we did it back in the day, you didn't have your kids that could leave every other day.
You knew what you had, and you knew they'd be there.
Yeah. Speaking of leaving, the LSU's stud wide receiver got into it with Kelly, and they're not on the same page.
I wasn't real impressed with his body language in that game. It's like this. I was thinking to myself, obviously I couldn't foreshadow what was going to happen, but it's like this guy ain't going to stick around. He wanted no part of that. That was
right.
It's all about me, and if I'm not, you ain't throwing me the ball.
I'm taking my ball and go home.
Yeah, I'm not real interested. I wasn't real impressed with him.
Well, I said let him go. Get out. Go to Texas A&M. Get out of here. Y'all want him?
Yeah,
A&M will buy him.
We'll spread it around.
He can play. What do you think about A&M?
I mean, defensively. I mean, obviously, defensively looked pretty good. Freshmen looked good. So I mean, obviously, the class. They played well.
I don't care who you play. You get a shutout in college football. That's a big deal.
Yeah, offensive line really struggled. I was really surprised too because so many of them had played a lot of reps last year. They weren't all necessarily starters, but a lot of them got a lot of playing time last year. So I'm really surprised, kind of surprised at how rough they looked. But I mean, it's first game, so I don't know.
Did you play a lot of those freshmen?
Yeah, defensive line was basically 4 in, 4 out almost every other play. So I mean, they were the defensive freshmen got a lot of playing time. Evan Stewart started on the wide receiver spot, so he looked good. I mean, realistically, offensively looked well, minus the offensive line. So we couldn't run the ball at all. And then Haynes King, he's still, I mean, I don't know. He's got some adjusting to do. So.
All right, Ethan Boyd, Rudy Tootie's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. 2 of the favorite women in the world. Love it. Leighton Bell, Lorelei Hale, that's their favorite place. Go try it. Leighton says the barbecue is the best. Pork sandwich, can't beat it. Now, Lorelei wants the chicken, and I love the turkey. Is that kind of a weird family?
No, that's a great family right there.
There you go. Good job, man.
Speaking of great family, Julie wanted me to mention something to you.
What's that?
I think you lost a bet to her.
Coach Hale show.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ethan, for bringing that up. We got a call.
Okay. On the air?
Let's see if we got to take this call. We got a break coming up. I don't know if we should take it or not. We got a call? All right, let's take this call real quick. Good morning. Good morning.
Anybody there?
Should be.
Hello.
Should be.
Hello. Hang up. Talk.
Call back, okay?
Call back, okay? I will.
I don't know.
All right,
I don't know what happened.
Let's talk about some of our great people. Let's start out with Rudy Tootie's Barbecue. You know what's so great? Game day's early this morning, man. It's going to be early. All 3. Fox is going to be there. Game day, ESPN Game Day, SEC Network, because there's, we're going to be, Texas is going to be here next year probably.
That's an SEC
I think they're going to be the battles of the SEC.
Yep.
We got the call.
Take this, Coach.
Take this call. Good morning.
Hey, Coach. I have a question for you.
Yes.
When someone makes a bet on a game and the loser doesn't pay up, what are you supposed to do?
Well, I wasn't really sure about that bet to begin with. Then I thought, you know
I didn't
what?
have to admit to it, Coach.
Yeah, the
that it was
LSU
you.
people were so rude. I said, forget the
Hey,
SEC. I'm
I
FSU.
believe these two people that made the bet shook hands. So I believe that was a bet.
That's a
so
bet.
just make sure you bring me $20 back, okay?
20. It was 20. It wasn't two 20s. It was 20.
200. It was 200.
Okay.
Add a zero. 200.
Yeah, you'll be happy to see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's on the mail.
Yeah, what
It's in
about
the mail.
reneging bettors' interest?
You know what? I'll
Exactly.
be happy to pay that because I'm glad they kicked the way I was treated. I'm glad they got paid. They got whipped. Okay, we got to take a break. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
Bye. Also, Ethan, we're getting back to game day. We can have breakfast and watch it all there until 11 o'clock kickoff, stay and have lunch.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. If you're an Aggie fan, you know you need to be down there because that's what they do in Texas.
That's right.
Is there big Rudy's in Austin?
Yeah, we got 5 of them in Austin.
Oh my
I guarantee. So they will be in the stadium.
Yeah.
You will have lots of Alabama fans with Rudy's Barbecue.
Yeah. Well, Alabama fans are upset. The band's not even going. They put Alabama's band the top of the deck in a little bitty section where not even a quarter of the band can go. They said, forget it.
Watch out, the AC might be off in the.
Yeah, let's see. What's the SEC going to treat them? They did it to LSU too. We'll get back to that later. Hey, Dr. Chad Mitchell, you get any type of injury, call Chad Mitchell, 23 years, a legendary doctor. Hopefully he'll be in here Thursday with us. Don't forget about Bay Point Golf. You love golf. There's no one place to go. That's Bay Point. That's Ryan Movey. Guy's incredible. Just like Ethan Boyd, two of the best in the business. They have combined and did work together. It's amazing when these two get together. And that Cajun place, Jim Bob, 75-cent wings. Where can you get that?
Nowhere else.
Where can you get that?
The only place.
The only place. That
Cajun.
Cajun place. It was been packed out down there because 75-cent wings, man. Unbelievable. 104.3, 102.1, ESPN Northwest Florida. And we're in Mariana now. Let's go. Let's do it.
Mid-South Lumber has new owners. Stop in and visit Ann and Dave. They're on site every day to make you a priority. They're not the typical big box store, and customer service is their #1 priority. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Transform your home with James Hardy Siding. Durability, fire resistant, sustainability. James Hardy Color Plus is virtually maintenance-free and comes with a 30-year warranty. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Ben and Deb Collins, owners of Bay Guns and Gear, have been in business since 2010, offering new firearms and accessories with a huge selection available for your hunting needs and personal defense. Turn to Bay Guns and Gear. They have the weapon for you. Discount pricing. And if you can't find what you're looking for, they'll special order it for you. Bay Guns and Gear, across from Grease Pro at 3115 Highway 77. Visit their website, baygunsandgear.com.
Get ready for the PCB Fishing Rodeo September 23rd through October 9th at Captain Anderson Marina. Join us for the kickoff party Saturday, September 24th with live music from 4 till 7 p.m. To be a part of this exciting event, you can register at Captain Anderson Marina or online at PCBFishingRodeo.com. The PCB Fishing Rodeo, September 23rd through October 9th.
His biggest fear about the zombie apocalypse is all the walking. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! Let's talk about Baton Rouge. Not Baton Rouge. Let's talk about New Orleans. Somebody's calling. No, calling it. I tell you what a trip. That was one of the best trips we've had in a long time. Had a wonderful time. I think half of Bay County was in New Orleans that weekend. We got a caller. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Go Blue Truck City,
Turn that off. I don't want to hear about the Big Ten. We're talking FSU now. FSU.
Hey.
Take that, SEC.
Yeah, that's right.
Take that, Big Ten. Hey, I got to tell you
tell
something,
you
Michigan. I will say this. I watched some of that Michigan game when I was down there. We were in Pat O'Brien's. I was watching Michigan, Colorado State. Michigan Wolverines now, I'm telling you what, I was impressed. I think they look pretty good.
Their defense was smothering. Didn't lose a beat from last year. I mean, just the way they manhandled CSU. And CSU's a mediocre Mountain West power. You know, I am programmed now after Lubick left. I don't care about Coach Bobo, McKelvey, whatever. They're still mediocre at best. And they got a controversy with the quarterback, Caden McNamara's post-game presser. He was not thrilled with what's going on, and he should have kept that in-house, not released that to the press.
Yeah.
You know, Bo Schembechler, the team. I think he deserves a start. Deserves a start because what he did last year until he can't do the job anymore. JJ has 2 years at least left, you know, at the program. So he deserves that.
I think Michigan's going to make some noise. They're not going away. I was impressed.
I think so too. I'm very impressed with FSU, and I'll tell you, if you're a special teams on the offense, you guys got to be worried this year. LSU 2 blocked field goals. One was a PAT, one was a field goal.
Yep.
You know that shouldn't happen. And then was it Georgia Tech had 2 blocked punts last night?
Yep.
I mean, special teams assistants they need to get to work because you guys look terrible as a special teams family.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say one more thing, Coach? Can I
Go
say
ahead.
something?
Go ahead, Michigan. You can say whatever you want, baby. You're a great American man. Hell, you can do whatever you want.
Golly, it's the first day of middle school football. Go Surfside, beat Mowat.
There you go. Good job.
All right, all I got to say that.
Good job.
The beach football needs to win again, man. Let Surfside be the first team to win a football game this year. By golly.
You asked for that.
Oh, he's great. I love him. You still there?
I'm sick of this crap, man. We need to win on the beach, man. We need to win. Let's get it together, man. All right, let's go.
All right. Good job.
I call it like I see it.
You're a good man. You're a good man. We were talking. We were breaking down. I think it was Jeremy. I think it was Thursday. We were doing it. I think Jason was in here. We're talking about the special teams in a close football game. You got to win that. And I said Florida State's got to win the special teams, and they did. LSU, same kid, muffed 2 punts. Florida State. I'll be honest with you. Florida State should have blown them out. They were close to blowing that thing out, and then they got a little life. Then LSU made I got to give them credit. They came back. They didn't quit. They didn't give up. They made a ball game. The officials, SEC's got big time money, baby.
Yeah, but it was Big 12 officiating group last night. But here's the thing. It never should have gone down that possible game-tying drive at the end. Why did they pitch it? I mean, why did FSU pitch it? They almost gave the ball game to LSU when they dominated that game.
Okay, all right. I thought about that, but why do you do shotgun? Shotgun formation. Well, I mean, what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference?
I mean, should have gone under center. Yeah. You're right. You're right, Coach.
If
That's
the
why you're the
quarterback,
best.
let me tell you something. If the quarterback pitches the ball and it touches him in the hands, he ought to catch the ball.
The guy catching the ball took his eye off the ball.
He sure did. He looked upfield.
He looked up to see where he was going to cut, and he dropped the ball.
Yeah. Jim, I mean,
that's true.
Were you upset with that?
That's true, Jim Bob Cooter. That's true, Jim Bob Cooter.
I didn't think it was real smart to do, but, I mean, that's part of their offense.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm
they do.
Back in the old days, people ran the wishbone. They pitched the ball down the goal line. I mean, I'm like, come on.
I'll tell you, that number 5 verse out of SUNY Albany, I believe, he's a stud.
Let me tell you something. FSU outcoached them, outplayed them, out-executed, out-fanned them. Florida State, I'm going to tell you what, Florida State fans, I got so much respect for them. That's the first time I've gone to like a bowl. That's more or less like a bowl game. Those people were everywhere. They're loud. They love that school. It was incredible. We stayed at the Florida State, the Marriott where the team was at, and a lot of Florida State people were there. So we're watching the game. This was Friday. They were like having a pep rally. It was incredible how loud they were. I don't know if some of the players walked by what, but they went nuts during the game. They were pulling so much for Utah. It was unbelievable. They started doing Utah cheers, and when Florida scored an interception, you should have heard it. I thought they were having a heart attack. They were watching Ohio State and Notre Dame game. They didn't care about the Alabama game, but they did great. I got so much respect for Florida State fans. It was coming back after the game. They were having so much fun doing their tomahawk thing. Then they started going, F-U Florida. Then they got tired of that. They started doing F-U Miami. And then I yelled, we want Bama. They all turned around and said, shut up. no, I'm kidding. They didn't do that. I was kidding.
Was it stayed in the Marriott on Canal Street?
Canal Street, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We used to stay at the Royal Sonesta, but Michigan Eddie, you wouldn't believe what I saw with my own eyes down there. They had another thing. They had a lot of Jim Brandt's buddies down there.
No, those were my buddies.
There was what's it called? Southern what?
Decadence.
Southern something
that was a Southern Miss alumni.
Yeah.
That's
Listen,
that's
I
the
saw
week-
more
that's the
stuff I
weekend.
never thought I would see. It was packed out down there, man. But Florida State took over the city. Now, the day of the game, LSU people started coming in, and that's when it got fun, when everybody was getting after each other. But what an atmosphere. Could you tell it was loud on TV?
It was an atmosphere. It was packed out. It was great. Both sides hearing the Tomahawk Chop and all that. The Florida State Fight Song is one of the best in college football. It was awesome. LSU's marching band did a great job, and I'm just glad Brian Kelly lost. I can't stand that guy.
I tell you what, that team's going. They're struggling right now. They don't have a team right now. They got a mess going on down there.
He's a fish out of water in the bayou.
That's what Jason Kovaleski said. Hey,
he's a fish out of water in the bayou.
Jim, you and I agreed on this. The guy can coach football. Let him get his player if they give him time.
Yeah.
Let him get his players in there. He'll win big. They got so much talent down that state. It's unbelievable.
You talk about what some of his former players says about Coach Kelly. Search it up. It's not very good.
Wow. Amazing. Hey, I got to tell one more story down there. This is kind of a bad one. We're just Jared and them were down there. Thomas Ray, Jared. Heck, we saw. I got to give a shout out to Ryan Johnson. I saw Ryan before the game. Lorraine Johnson, Ben, saw a lot of people from Bay County there. But Ryan goes, Coach, this is what's going to happen. This was the day of the game. Everything he said happened. Everything he said happened. Great job, Ryan. He called it. FSU got it done. And really, it should have been close. It really shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I got to give him credit. LSU came back. But we're down near the Royal Sonesta. We just said bye to my son and Thomas Ray. We were going to go back to the room for a while. This was on Saturday. The game was Sunday, right? Yeah. So I'm walking these two LSU girls, and we're standing right there, looking at something else, and their bead hit me. They were throwing beads and stuff, so it hit me. So I stopped and I looked up, and I looked back down, and Julie's right beside me. Two LSU girls. I'm talking about beautiful. Look like high-class girls, college girls. Look good.
Look like high-class girls.
Yeah, all of a sudden, they take their tops off. Right there in broad daylight. The place goes crazy.
I love
They
football.
throw the breeze. I'm looking. I go, Jill, can you believe they're doing that? She goes, let's go. So she grabs me. I'm trying to walk. I said, can you believe they're doing this? So I was going to try and stop and watch and tell them not to do that anymore. But she wouldn't let me. She made me leave. But anyway, it was crazy down there.
Put up
Michigan,
with
Eddie.
them, Julie.
Crazy down there. I thought I saw
New
Jim.
Orleans.
I could have sworn that was Jim Brandt walking down there with those cowboy cheek things you wear.
Well, that wasn't
yeah,
me.
yeah, that wasn't you. You and some guy.
Brendan Manley, I ruined me.
I thought for sure Phil Cobb, but anyway. But it was a great. Where are we at? What are we doing? What do you want?
We're doing
Michigan?
the Breaston Radio.
The Breaston Radio, yeah.
We got to clean this up a little bit, Coach.
I want to ask you before you get off the phone. I'm telling you now, was I disappointed in Ohio State? I got to watch. I'm trying to watch 3 games at once, so you can't see everything. Plus, the place was so crowded. But I was impressed with the Buckeyes' defense, and that's really all I wanted to see because I'm not worried about their offense. I know once they get it going, it's going to be hard to stop it. I thought the quarterback was off a little bit, but
I'll talk about him.
Yeah,
if you give me a chance.
Just turn his mic off. I'm talking to Michigan Eddie right now. Michigan Eddie, I thought the Buckeyes' defense looked good. Now I think you guys are in trouble.
Okay. First of all, Rudy Tootie, Ethan, Gig'em, hello, sir. Coach
sir.
Jim Bob Cooter, hello. Because Coach is talking a lot.
I'm being
Love
ignored right now, but that's okay.
Well, I know what he's going to say.
So here's the thing. You can't really judge Ohio State's defense did look better, but you can't really judge it because I'm not sold on Notre Dame's offense. So
wait a minute.
if you're going off one game, yeah, Ohio State's defense is much improved.
Is Notre Dame better than Colorado State? You bragged about Michigan's defense against Colorado State, okay? So is Notre Dame better than Colorado State?
No.
Come on now, man. Be fair.
Hold
Come
on. Michigan's defense was like a swarm of bees, bro.
Oh,
Killer bees, dude. Anyway,
I'm out.
but no. Listen to me. People were always saying we're suspect of Michigan's defense this year,
No,
right?
I understand.
After losing that, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, I was never sold on Notre Dame's offense because it's been putrid, basically. So I did say they look better, Coach Jim Bob Cooter.
Yeah,
Come on, I'll give you guys credit. And here's the thing: their offense, Notre Dame's defense has usually been medium. Average, medium,
They
whatever.
had all year to get ready for Ohio State's offense week one. That's all they worked on since spring practice.
Right.
But I was a little disappointed in Ohio State's offense, to be honest. I thought they would have beat them. I called them like 10, 15 points, and they covered my spread. But I thought it could possibly be more.
Yeah.
And
Well,
even if JSN, hold on, I'm talking. If JSN was out, yeah. Okay, thank you, Coach. Even though JSN went out, they're stacked at wide receiver, so you just plug and play. Coach Hartline does a great job in Columbus with the wide
You're
receiver.
listening to 102.1, Mariana, 104.3 ESPN. Hey, we got to take a break, Michigan Eddie. So
How was that FSU update? That was pretty good.
Yeah, we're not through. We're going to get back to FSU, baby. Hey, this quarterback Florida State has can play. I like the quarterback of Florida State. He's awesome, man. All right, let's talk about some of the great people we have, like Blue Sky Express Car Wash. You know what Eddie's Michigan car looked really good? That's where he takes his. I see he's taking. Matter of fact, he was there with his vehicle, and his wife was there with hers. They do a great job at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. Rudy's, we talked about Rudy's. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. Doesn't look right, feel right. Get down and see Dr. Ward. If you're listening right now in Northwest Florida, there's an office near you. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski. We'll be right back. We're going to get the FSU in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is your captain speaking. Thank you for flying with ESPN Northwest Florida. Please return to your seats, buckle up, and prepare for launch.
He struck him out. Max Fried leaves the bases loaded.
The defending world champion Atlanta Braves are sponsored by PCB Coins and Cards, Guthrie's Fit Culture, Panama City Toyota, Brock's Pest Control, and ESPN Northwest Florida. And we apologize for any turbulence you've experienced this season with the Atlanta Braves.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting clouds and showers and thunderstorms developing today through tonight. There'll be some sunshine today and the high near 90 and the overnight temperature near 75. And the winter temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. More showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football-watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned, today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, take us to your leader, you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Bill Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! They cost me a bet, but they won, so I'm happy. Did you pick FSU?
Yes, I did.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Florida State.
I was the first person in this room to
You
pick
were.
FSU.
You
And I
were.
said,
Eddie,
if
you
Jordan
still there?
Travis plays well, they got a shot.
Yeah, I was impressed.
He did.
We got to take these phones. We're going to get
is
to
Eddie
FSU.
still there?
I hope not.
Eddie dropped me, I think.
Yeah, good. Great. Get off the phone, Eddie.
But
Who
we
we
still
got?
got Rob.
Go to work, man.
Go out. Hey, let's do it, Rob.
Anybody
I think
there?
everybody dropped us.
Why did they do
Oh, my
try
goodness.
this.
Try this one. You there?
Rob? Nope.
Tell him to call back on that other line.
Guess not.
Yep. Call us back, Rob.
Call back, Ron. We'll put you on a different line.
They've completely discombobulated line.
All right, Jim Bob, let's get into FSU. They look good, baby. They look good.
Did. I'm joking, but I'm serious, dude. I was the first one to pick this.
You were.
And I said, if Jordan Travis plays well, they got a shot. And I was surprised how well their defense played.
I was too.
Like somebody, I think Eddie mentioned that Jared Verse, that number 5, that transfer. Man, how was that guy not a D1 player? How do you ever fall to Albany State? I mean, that guy can play. Like, goodness gracious. I mean, they're good.
All right, let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all this morning?
How about them Seminoles, baby?
Hey, baby, I just wanted to get back to the FSU segment, the FSU ball game. We had New Orleans Tourist Development Council on there. We had Ohio State. We had everybody but talking about FSU because we're just going to get Alabama here in just a few minutes.
Michigan
and then
Wolverine
Auburn's gonna take over.
Yeah, it was the Michigan Wolverine update, what it was. Hey, you know what's, Rob, you know what's so great about the FSU update? It's brought to you by Newbies. 3 great locations. You want to have a great time, get it to Newbies, tell them we sent you. Go ahead.
Oh man, I tell you what, that was the best ball game of the weekend. I thought for people that didn't have skin in the game, it was really a great ball game. But you know, everybody was talking about the pitch down inside the 5-yard line. He lined up under center. Everybody crashes down inside, thinking that it's going to be a dive play. And if he would have caught the pitch, he was in the end zone just about untouched.
Yeah,
you know,
the reason he dropped the ball, he didn't
I really
watch it
can't talk bad about that.
Yeah, you can't.
The other thing was LSU shouldn't have ever even scored a touchdown because the guy's knee hit the ground before he went out of bounds when they called timeout.
Mm-hmm.
So the clock should have run out. But
What did they say on TV? Because we were in the stands, and every FSU people got ready to go crazy because they took forever.
When the guy went down to the ground, his knee hit before he got out of bounds. Okay, so he was actually, and you know, any other time they get that right because they run the clock.
Right. What did they say?
Called out of bounds, and so then they reviewed it in the upstairs.
Right.
But they said because of by rule, being that the clock would have run out, which it wouldn't have because it was a first down, should have been stopped, but the clock would have started prior to as soon as they changed, the ball was set.
Set the clock and play, yeah.
So they would have never gotten a snap off.
Right.
But they said, but because of rule, you know, now you can't even set it and clock the ball unless you have 3 seconds on the clock.
What did they say because Florida State called the timeout? Is that what it was? Florida State called the timeout?
Well, I think New Orleans or LSU had one timeout left, but they didn't call the timeout because there was, you know, the official said he was out of bounds. Anyway, they let them run one more play, and that's when they scored. And then they did the field goal.
Did you think it was out?
But one thing that I didn't hear anybody yesterday listening to all the shows and stuff, because I worked all day and listened to everything, nobody had any bad remarks to say about the kid that maliciously, you know, targeted the quarterback and hit him in the face mask with the crown of his helmet.
Were you not listening earlier? I said LSU is still
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
everybody
yesterday
else.
with all the national people talking.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
They
cover
did this. They did that. The targeting. I mean, that he tried to kill the quarterback more or less. And then on the kickoff, I'm sitting there watching I was right there watching the kickoff coverage. The FSU guy standing there, he just punched him. I mean, he was running his mouth the whole time, then punched him, and I think they caught that one. I think they threw a flag on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and you were talking about some of the block kicks and stuff and the punch. Last night, I don't know, did you watch the Clemson-Georgia Tech game?
I went to bed right about the third quarter.
Well, you know, these new Australian-style kickers, they run to one side or to the left. You got your protection set up right in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, when you run outside of them, you know, and the guy that blocked the ones from Clemson, when he got through the line of scrimmage, he's running to that point. He's not running straight to the protection. So you're running away from your protection, and that's how they got those blocked.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a great game. It was a lot easier to swallow now that Florida won the way they did. that FSU beat LSU.
Well, I tell you,
So,
great job by the state of Florida. I'm glad the three big boys look good.
all right. And I think that now we should have Miami, Florida, and Florida State all in the top 25.
Amen. No doubt.
I think.
No doubt, Rob.
But
You're
anyway,
killing it.
I'll let you get back to y'all segment and
All
stuff.
right.
Great guy, great show.
Great
y'all have a
call.
good day.
Great call.
All
Thanks,
right,
Rob. Go
care.
ahead, Jim Bob. Finish
All right,
up. We're gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
We got an hour.
I got to give the FSU extra point block team credit. I watched it this morning before I came in here. They had three guys on the overloaded that wing. That guy, honestly, because I was on the extra point team in college. I played tight end. You block down, all that. And the guy behind you would come, to your hip, And that guy didn't have a chance. And the guy that blocked it, it was perfect. He laid out flat. He came straight, and he'd go at the kicker. He came flat, and it was perfect. It's like, however they practice that. You do that a million times as a coach, and you'll never get it.
Right.
It was perfect. Like one guy stepped out, the guy stepped out a little bit, the other guy came underneath him, blocked it. It was perfect.
Yeah. What'd you think? The play, the 99-yard drive? I didn't know what was going on.
To be honest with you, I was really disappointed at Florida State's defense.
Well, they wouldn't prevent.
Yeah, and it almost prevented them from winning the game.
Right.
It's just as a coach, it just always kills me. I'm not saying you rush 9 guys. Obviously, you don't do that. But, they were just bringing 3.
Right.
What are those guys standing there 50 yards away going to do? They're not going to do anything. You got there's always that.
Yeah. I know.
What do you do? It's like, bring more than 3.
They're saying, we're going to let you throw the short one. Go ahead.
And there's no time, and you almost lost the game because of it.
And LSU's quarterback made a big play.
That kind of disappointed me.
Yeah.
But other than that, they played really well.
I thought,
like I said, that
coached,
Jared
man.
Verse, that number 5, how is he not a D1 player from the get-go?
What did you like to play? I thought they outcoached them every phase of the game. Every phase.
Yes.
Kicking game, offense, defense, they had a good scheme. You could tell, during warm-ups, you could tell they were focused, ready to play. And they were. LSU, I will say this, before the game, when they played that little thing they do, the band, the Tiger thing, that place was so dang loud. LSU fans are the loudest in the country, but FSU, buddy, they were awesome too.
And once the game got started, I found out, didn't know ahead of time, but that kid who caught the pass and ran down to the 2-yard, that Mason Taylor, his father was Jason Taylor, who played for the Dolphins, who played at Akron when I was at GA there, who's in the Hall of Fame. He looks physically, not his face, but his body looks just like Jason Taylor. It's like, that's Jason's son. And Jason was a great guy, great, played on the Hall of Fame.
So they're from Ohio up there?
Well, Jason Taylor, the daddy, the one who played for the Dolphins in the Hall of Fame, he's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
But he played at Akron, played for the Dolphins. His son played at Aquinas. Jason coached at Aquinas the last couple of years. Now he's with the U.
Yeah.
But his son is the number 86, the tight end for LSU, the freshman.
Let's get back to the pitch. Every play, Florida State's doing shotgun, correct?
Right.
Just about every play. So what's the difference? The ball's being snapped. Yeah. He tosses the ball. I'm not blaming him.
The kid took his eye off the ball.
The play was there. It was a great play. He would have scored.
Right.
But like you said, he looked upfield, didn't watch. It wasn't a pitch. It was the back not doing his job.
He was
look it in, tuck it away, and you would have scored.
Yeah.
And anyway. I don't think people should get upset about that.
That even happens in pro ball too. Sometimes some guys just they're either worried about getting hit,
right.
Or they just worried about getting
what
that
if he turns around and hands it off? The guy's still looking down.
Right.
It could have happened. Don't worry about that.
Let me just mention real quick who FSU's got next. They're off this next week coming up, but after that they got Louisville at
3-0, baby. 3-0. That's a Friday night game.
It's on the 16th, so whatever day of the week the 16th.
Isn't that a Friday night, Ethan? I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a Friday night game.
Might be. But it's at Louisville, and they're 0-1. They got beat by Syracuse.
Can you believe it? I'm so sick of them. I thought their quarterback was going to be unbelievable. He's night and day. Louisville's quarterback.
I got his stats here. He didn't have a real good game. He only passed for 152 yards, only ran for 34. But seeing the way Florida State didn't handle the scrambling of Jaden Daniels from LSU, they're going to have to spy him or do something because he's a great runner. Yeah. I'm more about the running than the throwing.
We'll have to keep that Louisville thing quiet from Randy.
No, we ain't. I let him know last night. I got one of my boys, one of my former coaches, coaching up there. You know Mark Ivy?
Yeah.
He's coaching there. The hell, they probably all get fired this year. I was impressed with FSU. They're only going to get better and better.
Yeah.
Norval did a good job. But I will tell you what, Jim, seriously, their fans
They did a great
awesome.
job in a transfer portal because that number 14, that big receiver, he's from Arizona State.
Yeah.
And the quarterback from LSU was from Arizona State. So
the first 3 quarters, I mean, they were dominating that football game. They controlled the clock, first downs.
Yeah,
they were
impressive,
very impressive.
They did a good job.
Yeah. Great environment. If you had an opportunity to go to that you had a great time. New Orleans is unbelievable. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, the best pizza, the best bakery. The deli's incredible. Get down there and try it. You'll absolutely love it. Also, don't forget about El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Happy hour 4 to 7, the best Mexican food, the newest and best in Bay County, right there at Thomas Drive across from Navy Base. Go try it out. You'll absolutely love it. Don't forget about the Cajun Place. 75-cent wings every time there's a game being played. Can't beat that anywhere. Drink specialties. They do a great job down there. Appreciate all of them. And we got Ethan Boyd with us this morning. Rudy's Barbecue, the best turkey I've had in my life. If you love turkey for Christmas or Thanksgiving, do what Tommy Santamont did. Call them. Get you an order. Go pick it up. Your wife doesn't even have to cook it. You know?
Breakfast burritos, not just for breakfast anymore.
Yeah.
Y'all do
a great job.
All day long.
Great job.
Yeah, holidays coming up. Getting closer.
All right, we get back. How did Bama do? How the SEC? We got all the SEC go through. We are 13-1. Thank you, FSU. Auburn, Andy Burcham, 8:15. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Serena and her sister Venus walked in a door that might not have otherwise existed. They built the door. They found an entrance that may not otherwise have existed. And they changed the sport forever, and they made an impact that is well beyond the parameters of the game of tennis. It is far larger than a tennis court is, and their impact will be felt a very long time.
Greeny, weekdays 2 to 4, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting clouds and showers and thunderstorms developing today through tonight. There'll be some sunshine today and the high near 90 and the overnight temperature near 75. And the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. More showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Get ready for the PCB Fishing Rodeo September 23rd through October 9th at Captain Anderson Marina. Join us for the kickoff party Saturday, September 24th with live music from 4 till 7 p.m. To be a part of this exciting event, you can register at Captain Anderson Marina or online at PCBFishingRodeo.com. The PCB Fishing Rodeo, September 23rd through October 9th.
At Panama City Toyota, our family is probably a lot like yours. We're soccer moms and baseball dads, road trippers and errand runners. We go off-road when we need to, and what we know is that a lot of stuff happens in life, and your vehicle needs to do the stuff you do. So we sell reliable cars that keep you moving, and tough trucks that can handle whatever you dish out, even a season of professional tailgating. Panama City Toyota, car people for life's journey.
We're your home for live sports. WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, Power by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida. Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bama did roll 55 to zip. Saban's biggest opening game win. They have now 24-25 shutouts since Nick Saban's arrived at University of Alabama, leads the nation. Alabama, I want to get back to the game in a second, but I want to say this. Alabama band will not be in Texas this Saturday, 11 o'clock kickoff. Everybody else will be there. Game day, Fox Sports, their game day version, SEC Net. I think everybody's going to be at this game. Huge football game. Matter of fact, Texas is ranked now in the top 10 if you go by the ESPN computer rankings. I'll get over that later. But Texas band, they're ready to go. We're going to beat the hell out of Alabama. You see that? They were doing all that stuff. So we'll see. Alabama, Texas coming up this Saturday, 11 o'clock kickoff on Fox TV. Alabama 55, Utah State 0. Blake Anderson's been coaching, 30 years. He says it's the best football team he's seen in 30 years. Is that coach talk? Is that, Nick, I love you. Can I have some more money? Can you send me more money? Okay. All right, Alabama team passing, 27 out of 40 for 281 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Bryce Young, the former Heisman Trophy winner, was 18 of 28, only 195 yards, but he averaged 7 yards per reception, but they had 5 touchdowns. I thought he played well. His running, he ran the ball really well.
Yeah.
Melrose, the backup kid, he looks like he is a good-looking kid, big physical football player. He was 8 of 10, underthrew one of them, would have been a touchdown. They get a pick, they get an interception off that. 76 yards, he averaged 7.6 reception, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Simpson of Utah, he was 1 of 2 for 10 yards. He averaged 5 yards. That was Alabama's 5-star freshman quarterback. He threw the ball 2 times for 1 completion. Utah team pass, they threw the ball. They were 8 of 22, 2.6 average, 57 yards, and that was it. Alabama's pass rush is incredible. They had to throw the ball quickly, get the ball off his hands, which was smart by them. Team rush, Alabama ran the ball 32 times, 278 yards. They averaged an impressive 8.7. The kid from Georgia Tech, Gibbs, is the real deal. He's as good as anybody in the country. He had 1 touchdown. Utah State ran the ball 37 times, picked up 79 yards, 2.1 yards per carry. Alabama did like Texas A&M, rotated defense line. They're 3 deep on the front. This is like it used to be at Alabama. Young rushed the ball for 100 yards. He ran the ball 5 times for 100 yards. His average 20 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. Gibbs, 9 carries, 93 yards, average 10.3. Utah, I'm not going to get into Utah players. Wide receivers, Alabama, Holton had 5 receptions, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Burton, the kid from Georgia, he had 5 receptions, 35 yards, averaged 7 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. McClain, the running back, 2 for 25, 2 touchdowns. Total offense, Alabama 559, Utah State 136. If you're doing that in major college football, I don't care who you're playing, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
This defense for Alabama could be pretty good. Time possession, Alabama had the ball 31 minutes and 51 seconds. Utah State had it for 28:09. First downs, Alabama had 30. Utah State had 7. Turnovers, Alabama had 1. Utah State had 0. I thought, did you get to watch any of it all?
No.
Did you watch any of it?
I watched a little bit, yeah.
Mine was by choice.
Yeah. They looked pretty good for week 1. I thought I was impressed with the defense.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's Utah State and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you still have to go and, as a coach, you got to get your players ready to play. You got to make them play. You got to make them stay focused throughout 4 quarters. And, even playing, third-string guys, I think they did a good job. Obviously I don't think them winning was ever going to be in question, I think, but they executed well. It wasn't like a sloppy game, and the fourth quarter didn't get, ridiculous with, third strings in there, they're going to commit penalties. Like, they all played, all 3 levels, all 3 strings, they played well.
They looked extremely fast. Team speed looks like it's one of the best they've had in a while. The receivers can fly. The running backs can run. Quarterback looked really well. The defense, Jim, up front all the way across, they look really quick. The defensive linemen, they're huge, look really quick.
How about that hit that Will Anderson had on that running back? Oh my God. You might want to pull the ball there, quarterback, because you just got your running back killed. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Holy crap.
Their defense, this is a good defensive football team, I do believe. We're going to know more this week.
Well, I think their secondary is even stronger than it has been in the past, and you just didn't see it this week because Utah State.
Yeah, and they look quick.
They couldn't throw the ball.
They look extremely quick.
Against Quinn Ayers, I think that secondary is going to look real good.
And who did Texas play?
They beat, wasn't Rice. It was,
Was it UL Monroe?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, it was. Louisiana Monroe.
Who's the head coach there now? Terry Bowden?
Yeah, Terry Bowden.
Yeah. Let's talk about the game this week. Alabama. Well, you just mentioned it right there. The only question mark Alabama's offensive line.
Yeah.
Pass protection was pretty good. Run blocking, Jim, was not impressed with Alabama's offensive line for us knocking people off the ball. They did okay, but that was Utah State. That wasn't Texas. That wasn't teams they're going to face in the SEC. Saban talked about inconsistent running the football. We got to do a better job there. They're definitely going to have to do a better job. You know, they had 200-something yards, almost 300 yards rushing, but the quarterback, a couple scrambles were 100 yards. So that's 100 yards right there. So they got to improve there, prove it right there against Texas this week. Texas is going to be ready. Texas Longhorns, they have 7 guys back on defense. They got a lot of guys coming back on offense. The quarterback,
Quinn Ewers,
transfers in from Ohio State. He looked pretty good in the game last week. They're pumped up. It's one of the biggest games they've had at Texas in a long time. The city, everybody's ready for it. Everybody wants Bama, so we'll see how it plays out. Getting back to Gibbs, a kid that transfers from Georgia Tech, he's got to have a big game against Texas. Not really run the football, but getting the ball in his hands and throwing the ball. So let's see how that plays out. Saban said that, everybody keeps making a big deal that we've got, I think they got 4 coaches on the staff at Texas that have ties to Alabama, Nick Saban. He goes, you know what? You ever ask the question, do we know them? You keep saying they know a lot about us. We know a lot about them.
I thought that was a great comment.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It works both ways, people.
Yeah. So, and he talked about the game being played in Texas. He said, well, you know what? We recruit a lot in Texas. That's going to help us. More exposure there. Of course, it helps more if you win.
Yeah.
But we'll be in the great state of Texas. That's going to help us there. What do you think, man? He worked at Bama's analyst back in 2016. Then he left and came back as OC in 2019, led Alabama to a national championship. They've got a couple players that Billingsley, the tight end, Saban had problems with. He's suspended for the game at Texas. He's at Texas now, won't play against Bama. This is the biggest conference game of the year so far. This is Texas' biggest matchup they've had in years at their stadium outside their conference games. Last time they played was 2009 in the national championship game, which Alabama lost. But in the history, Texas versus Alabama, not even close. Texas owns Alabama.
Did you hear the comments about them and like Colt McCoy?
No.
About that game.
What did he say?
They're all everyone keeps asking what happens if Colt McCoy didn't get injured in the first quarter of that game. They think they were going to win that game. It's kind of crazy to me that after all these years they still kind of hold that against Alabama. Well,
Jim pointed out something that I didn't realize, that LSU and FSU's kind of own them in that state.
8-2 now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. Texas has owned Alabama, but that was back
20s
before. Bayer had a hard time with Texas.
Darryl Royal years.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a really close. I do not see Alabama covering 20 points. Was it 20 or 21 points?
It started at 17. It's all the way up to, I think it's 20 and a half right now.
Yeah, I don't see Bama covering. I'll save you money.
I do.
11 o'clock kickoff.
I forget that 11 o'clock kickoff crap. You guys dwell on that too much.
No, I've watched them play at 11 o'clock
It's 11 o'clock for both teams. It's hot for both teams.
Wasn't it that conference played at 11 o'clock quite a bit?
Oh, crime.
The Big 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Yeah,
a lot of their
why did Fox put it on 11? I didn't get that, but anyway.
I think that's greatly overblown. I really do.
Anyway, 11 o'clock kickoff is different for Bama. I've watched them play, and we like getting our sleep and resting.
How many games has Alabama lost since Nick Saban's been like 10? Something like that. I think it'll be okay.
I'm not sure.
They're going to kill Texas. That's my opinion. They're going to kill them. It's like 35.
That's rat poison. All he is doing, you Bama fans, is rat poison.
That's the truth.
No.
They're going to walk the dog on him. You wait and see.
Can't handle the truth.
SEC football. How did it go? Let's look at it. Tennessee on Thursday night, 59. Ball State 10. Missouri 52. Louisiana Tech 24. Number 6, Texas A&M on Saturday, 31. Sam Houston zip. Arkansas gets it done against Cincinnati. That was a good football game. 19th ranked Arkansas gets it done over 23rd Cincinnati. That coach is why LSU didn't hire him, I don't know. Georgia, number 3 in the country, to me, looked like the best team in college football. 49. Oregon, number 11th ranked team in the country, 3. Ole Miss, number 21, they scored 28 points against Troy, scored 10. Good job by Troy. That's a good game. Auburn Tigers look good. Andy Burcham, I hope we'll have him in a minute. 42-16 over Mercer. Florida Gators, we're going to talk more about Gators around 8:30. What a job by the Florida Gators. 29, Utah 26. Who called that game? Who called it? I did.
It was probably the humidity that did it.
It did.
And it kicking off at 11.
It was a 6:30 kickoff, wasn't 11 o'clock. If it had been 11 o'clock, we'd have lost. Kentucky 37, Miami of Ohio 13. Number 1 Alabama 55, Utah State 0, and Vandy is 2-0, 42. Elon 31. I'm gonna tell you what. Have you seen the quarterback from Vandy?
Yeah.
He's good now.
Yeah, he can run.
And what about Mississippi State? I was impressed. They looked good. When I was watching, they were blowing them out. 49, Memphis 23. Good job at Mississippi State.
Big game for Mississippi State.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you what. Watch out for them. South Carolina 35, Georgia State 14. FSU. Let me say it again. FSU 24, LSU 23. What a football game. Incredible. Stevenson Air Conditions, number 1, not even close. If you have any kind of problems, I don't care what time, day or night, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll be there for you. Talk about Rudy's Barbecue. What a wonderful crew you have down there. They truly do a great job.
Yeah, just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Picking up, obviously you got caterings, delivery options, stuff like that. So
if Jim wants to have a big party this weekend for us at 11 o'clock kickoff, we can have breakfast or lunch, right?
I can bring them both at the same time.
Jim, what time you want me over?
Yeah. You and your 11 o'clock kickoffs.
Hey, 11 o'clock kickoffs is for has-beens. What league, what idiots play 11 o'clock in the morning?
Texas people.
No. There's another one. You didn't get it right. You didn't get it right.
Sweetheart.
Michigan, Ohio State.
Big Ten, it's noon.
I know.
Okay?
That's true.
It's
That
noon.
is true. Eastern time. We'll be right back. You're listening to 100.4 ESPN Northwest Florida and 102.1 Mariana. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
As always, Diana Rossi.
You look amazing, Diana. I just want to say that.
Oh, Jay. Hi.
Notice she didn't tell you that you looked amazing.
I know.
She said, Jay, hi. She didn't say, hey, Jay, you too. You look amazing.
I'm confident. I'm good.
She got a whole thing on. You got a green sweatshirt.
Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting clouds and showers and thunderstorms developing today through tonight. There'll be some sunshine today and the high near 90 and the overnight temperature near 75. And the winter temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. More showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby. The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey, cheesy, crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What? Eagle! Hey, Auburn Updates brought to you by Ryan Movey, Mr. Warren, all those wonderful people down at Bay Point Golf. If you love golf, there's only one place to go, is Bay Point. You can cater it by Rudy's Barbecue. You've done that, correct?
Yep, a few times.
All right, Auburn Tigers. Let's bring him on, the legendary Andy Burcham. Andy, how you doing this morning?
Guys, I'm doing well. I hope you are. In addition, on a beautiful Tuesday here on the Plains.
Hey, baby, SEC Auburn Tigers get it done. I got to be honest with you, Andy. I was down at the Marriott on Canal Street watching. They didn't have the Auburn game on. We went to FSU, LSU ball game. Just why? I don't know. We just did it. I got to depend on you this morning. You got to tell me everything that happened. I know there's a line delay because I was like, dang, the game's got to be over, and it wasn't. But Auburn got it done 42-16. They must have looked pretty impressive.
Auburn looked okay in the game. I thought it was a sound victory for Auburn. There's certainly room for improvement in a lot of areas after game one. And I thought one of the most important things coming out of it, Coach, is the fact that Auburn came out of it relatively injury-free after week one, which I thought was very, very important. But, yeah, I thought it was a good win for Auburn. I don't think they showed a great deal in game one. We did get to see a few players. Tank Bigsby looked fantastic in game one. Cam Riley was fabulous in his debut as that other linebacker opposite Owen Papo. And now Auburn gets ready for its first Division I, well, not Division I, its first FBS game coming up on Saturday night against San Jose State.
Did James Hale's favorite quarterback, Robbie Ashford, get to play? And if he did, what did he do?
I love him. I love Bobby.
He did. He played early. As a matter of fact, he played on the second series. And I think that was scripted. He played the entire second half in the game and looked good. He was 4 of 7 for 100 yards. He ran for another 68 yards in the game. And I thought looked very, very good. And from what Coach Harsin said yesterday, we will see both of those guys this Saturday night against San Jose State.
All right. I love him. I watched him in high school. I said, this cat can play. He can play. So I'm glad you told me. I didn't know all that. I love it.
How big is he? What size does
He's
he
about
have?
6'2", 216 or something like that.
Oh, he's
6'3", 212 is the
6'3".
official listed.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
What did you think? I mean, from watching both of them, are you pretty good with both of them?
Yeah, I thought both played well. I think TJ would like to have, especially, he forced a pass at the end of the first half, and the safety picked it off. And his second interception was just an odd-looking pass. He just underthrew it, and he had a man open.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he was 9 of 14 for 112 yards, threw a touchdown pass to John Samuel Schenker. Both of these guys look good, and I think that's the reason we're going to see both of these guys out there on Saturday against San Jose State.
Did Tank get to run the ball much? How many carries
did
he get?
He was, 16 carries, 147 yards. He had another 56-yard run that was called back on a holding penalty. Wow. He could have easily had a 200-yard night.
Yeah.
But he looked very, very good. He's over 2,000 yards now in his Auburn career with 17 touchdowns, and he was really, really good. And after that 90-minute rain delay or weather delay, because there was some lightning, that's what kept it. That's what kept everyone off the field was the lightning.
Right.
He came out and his first play, the first play from scrimmage after the weather delay, was a 29-yard run for a touchdown by Tank, and it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Started
up the middle, planted the foot, bounced it to the outside, got to the sideline and scored. It was really a very, very good run by Tank Bigsby. He looked very, very good. The run game looked good, I thought, on Saturday, and I know they wanted to showcase that run game against Mercer, and did a good job against the Mercer run that had been so effective against Morehead State in the Week 0 win.
Andy, did they throw the ball much to the tight ends?
2 passes to John Samuel, well, actually 3 targets to the tight ends, and Schenker made 2 catches, a one-handed catch. So they threw 3 times, all 3 times to John Samuel Schenker.
Did he look pretty good? I like him.
Yeah,
I like that kid.
he picked right up where he left off last year. Luke Deal played, so did Tyler Fromm. I think Brandon Frazier was out on the field. There was a time when, we saw double tight end sets throughout the evening from time to time. There was one time that both Finley and Ashford were on the field on the same play. So there you go.
Jim coached for a long time. I like that 2 tights, make the defense balance up. I like that. Let Tank find a seam.
How'd the offensive line do with Nick Brom's not at your center anymore?
Tate Johnson got his Tate Johnson got his first start, and I thought was really good in his first start. Cam Stutz got his first start at right guard. and he will be out there again this Saturday night. So going into the game, Stutz and Keandre Jones were listed as they were the or guys. You know, it was either Jones or Stutz at right guard. According to the depth chart for this game, it is Stutz at the starting right guard. So for the Tigers, Brandon Council was named the offensive lineman of the game. Of course, he has fought a ton of injuries. We talk about Brahms, but Brandon has fought a lot of injuries in his career, including here at Auburn. He was back out there and playing very well at left guard for Auburn.
Andy, people don't realize how critical the kicking game is. I was at the Florida State LSU game. The special teams by LSU looked like they hadn't been coached. How did Auburn look in all phases of the kicking game?
Well, we saw Oscar Chapman one-time punt. It was only for 29 yards, but he pinned Mercer at the 10-yard line. So he did his job on that. Auburn did not attempt a field goal. Anders Carlson was 6 of 6. In point-after attempts, he kicked off well. I don't think that Mercer ever started outside the 20 after a kickoff. I thought Auburn's kickoff coverage was good. Auburn's punt return was okay. I thought the punter, Trey Turk, was really good for Mercer. Didn't give either Javarius Johnson or Keontae Scott much of a chance to do the return. So I thought, all in all, from what we saw, James, it was a good night for Auburn special teams.
Now, the defensive front, did they kind of manhandle Mercer, the front seven?
They didn't. Yeah, they did not allow Mercer to establish any kind of run game. And listen, when you're playing an FCS school, that's what you want.
Right.
You know, at that point. But Auburn did not get to the quarterback as much as it would like. It had one sack. That was a point of emphasis in the press conference yesterday about the defense. Create more turnovers, one, and get more sacks, number two, or 1 and 1A. And that's what Auburn feels that it has to work on and continue to improve upon at this week, is get that pressure and bring the quarterback down, and then create some turnovers, which it did not do.
Well, I want to ask you this because I can't wait for 2 weeks. It'll probably be game day there. It's going to be the game. Have you heard yet when the Penn State kickoff will be? Will it be 2:30 or a night game?
Yeah. No, it's a 2:30 game. It's a CBS game for Penn State. Beyond that, we do not have game times for this season. But 6:30 this Saturday night, and then 2:30 for a week from Saturday against Penn State.
What does San Jose State bring to the table? What kind of team they got?
Yeah, they're 1-0. They beat Portland State, scored the game-winning touchdown with 1:11 to go in the game. Really were outgained by Portland State in that contest. Really helped on the game-winning drive by 2 interference penalties and a face mask penalty against Portland State. And all 3 penalties, by the way, were warranted. I've watched the tape, and all 3 penalties were legit calls. But I didn't think – I'm not going to say anything bad about San Jose State, but they were outgained by Portland State in the game. So that'll be interesting to see. They're bigger. They're much bigger than Mercer, especially up front defensively. It was one of the things that Brian Harsin and Eric Keesaw talked about postgame. And, of course, when they were at Boise, they faced San Jose State. So they'll be familiar with San Jose State and their 6-year head coach, Brent Brennan. So when San Jose State comes in here, it may be a relatively new team to Auburn fans, but to this coaching staff, I think they'll have a pretty good scout on this bunch.
Andy, I tell you what, I watched as many SEC games as I could. The SEC looks like it's loaded this year. Somebody's going to have to win, somebody's have to lose some of these games, but it's going to be every week is going to be a battle in the SEC this week. Everybody looked good. Utah comes into Florida. Florida beats them. Georgia kills Oregon. I'm telling you, SEC's loaded this year. I can't wait for 2 weeks. I know we don't need to look ahead, but I can't. Speaking of that, you think Harsin's got them focused in on this week and just don't even think about it?
Yeah, no. He is not looking ahead to Penn State. That's not his coaching style at all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that their analysts aren't working on Penn State. I think they've already worked on Penn State a little.
Oh, yeah.
But their focus is solely on San Jose State. The last time that Brian Harsin faced San Jose State, at Boise State, he lost.
Wow.
They lost.
Wow, I
So,
didn't know that.
Yeah, don't think that San Jose State doesn't have this coach and this team's full attention. That's for sure.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for coming on this morning. We'll talk to you next week. And what time is the kickoff this week, 6:30 or 6?
6:30. 6:30 this Saturday night. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you listen right here, 104.3 ESPN, 102.1 up in Marianna, right here in Northwest Florida, Auburn Tigers. Andy, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. All right, let's get the Bay Point Golf commercial in. They do such a good job out there. Club 72, but if you love golf, Ethan, where are you going?
Bay Point.
And if you want to do some catering, where are you going to cater?
Rudy's Barbecue.
Rudy's Barbecue is, hey, like left hand, right hand. You can't can't do anything without both of them. South Oak Title and Closing, they do such a great job. Chuck Tucker is the head football coach down there. He does a great job. Try it. J. Michael's Restaurant, best seafood, coldest beer, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Nobody does a better job than Jason, those great people down there. Buffalo Rock, Jim, you a pepper?
Yeah, I'm definitely a pepper.
I had some pepper down Bourbon Street. I did. Diet pepper.
I bet you did.
I did. It was good. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3. Hey, you Gators, get ready, baby. They did it. Florida Gators, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Dan Patrick Show.
If you had to give a 7-year max deal to a quarterback, would it be Russell Wilson, age 34, Lamar Jackson, age 25?
Lamar Jackson. I don't want a 7-year deal.
Russell may not be young, but he seems like the better passer.
He is the better passer, but is he the better quarterback?
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Tiger TV Pro is a new streaming service that provides you with over 3,000 channels for only $15 a month. You probably spend more than that on lunch these days. Get local channels, entertainment networks, premium movie channels, news and weather channels, and more. Tiger TV Pro even includes all the sports networks, including ACC, SEC, NFL, MLB, and NHL. Sign up's easy. Just go to ESPNPC.com, scroll down, and click the Tiger logo.
PCB Coins and Cards is the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, coins, and trading card games. PCB Coins and Cards carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Coins and Cards has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel, rookie, game-used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? Bring it in and let us take a look. We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Coins and Cards on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call them today at 850-320-8388.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Hey, we're waiting to play something for you. You're going to love it, baby. Jim Bob, what do you think? What do you think, man?
About what?
Them Gators.
Oh.
Them Florida State Gators. Gators.
I'm not surprised. They got a static quarterback, and he made enough plays to win.
Florida State, Miami all get it win. But I'll tell you what, Florida, they we started laughing. There you go. Go Gators! Ethan, what do you think? Jim, when I started seeing those guys throw up, start cramping up, I said, Florida's got a good shot to pull this thing off. Oh, okay. Now the heat and humidity doesn't have anything to do with it.
No, I didn't say it doesn't have it.
Okay.
No, it definitely does. The heat's got.
Ohio State would have came down here. Nobody would have got sick.
But
Nobody.
that was a 6:30 kick, so it's a little.
It'd been an 11.
Yeah.
We can't play in the South at 11. It's
Here's
too
what
hot.
I want somebody from the SEC to come to Ann Arbor or Columbus, Ohio in December and play a game.
At 6:30.
Too cold. That's too cold, man.
Chickens, cowards.
Now, we would play at 11 o'clock if it was that in the morning, I guess.
It was 11 o'clock. Where's it 2? I ain't coming if it's 11.
We don't play.
Never.
We don't let we play JV games at 11 o'clock in the
Hey,
South.
I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I want you to go home and research Nick Saban's losses and figure out how many were at 11 o'clock.
All of them.
Not many.
All of them. All right,
Not
Florida Gators, get it done. I was impressed, man. I'm going to say what, Dr. Ward, you are incredible. He told everybody the whole time Florida's going to get it done. It's going to be electric. It was loud. It was like when Spurrier was there. It was incredible. Florida Gators 29, Utah 26. What a football game it was. Great football game. What was Utah ranked? They were top 10 in the country at the time.
I thought it was 7.
7th in the nation. I think you're right. Yeah. And they look good. I mean, I got to tell them, they pushed Florida around at the beginning of the game for their offense moved the ball pretty good. What did you think about the game, Ethan?
Man, I think Florida looks good.
Quarterback's unbelievable.
Yeah, quarterback obviously did well. I mean, very athletic. I mean, I think obviously passing is going to come along a little bit. But, I mean, I think it kind of makes you feel good about the coaching transition. He had them ready to play, offensive line, defensive line, which I think a lot of people would concern most people. I mean, you could tell they held their own against obviously a top 10, Pac-12 team. So I think they did a really good job. I'm excited to see how they look this week against Kentucky. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a big tell about how far they've come.
I got Florida. I'll tell you right now, I got Florida beating Kentucky.
They are the favorite. They are a 4.5-point favorite.
Florida is?
Yes.
Wow.
That's
Vegas knows, baby.
They had Kentucky as the favorite until the game.
That game's being played in Gainesville.
Oh
correct?
yeah. I think it's tonight, 6:30 kickoff. I think.
When Florida beat Utah, it flipped and they became the favorite.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, Jim, let me just look right now.
To me, the difference in that game is Billy Napier versus
100%.
The guy from last year. Who's the coach for Florida last year?
Mullins.
Oh, Dan?
Yeah.
Billy Napier's got him, and Mullen never had him. That's just my opinion.
Well, they got a defensive coordinator now, too.
Yeah.
The kickoff, 6 o'clock, number 20 ranked Kentucky. This is last week's rankings, by the way.
Yeah.
At Florida. ESPN, 6 o'clock kickoff. I tell you, I think Florida's going to get better and better and better. I like that coaching staff. I like their team. Their team speed looked good. We talked about that. Every position, they look really quick. They look fast.
They're always going to have athletes.
Good.
Yeah.
Even Utah's head coach said that's one of the better teams we've played. They're the real deal, and Florida is. That's got to pump them guys up, man.
Yeah.
After seeing LSU, I think that's another win. I do think that I can see 8+ games easy for Florida.
Things are changing as far as the ratings go.
Now
that we're getting into the season, it's very dynamic all of a sudden, and it's exciting, really.
It is exciting. All right, let's break it down. Florida, total offense, the Gators had 451 yards. Utah had 446. Turnovers, Utah won, Florida won. Time possession, Utah had the ball 32 minutes and 17 yards, pounding the rock, running the football. Florida had 27-43. That one run that quarterback made was incredible. First downs, Utah had 25. Florida had 23. Richardson passing 17 of 24, only 168 yards. He averaged 7 yards per reception. Utah rising, their quarterback 22 of 32, 216 yards, average 6.8. One touchdown, one huge interception. Jim, before the ball hits Florida's linebacker in the fourth quarter, they're driving, hits him in the hands, he drops it. The game would have been over there, but Florida at the end gets it done. Unbelievable. What a play. Great job by the Gators. All right, rushing the football as a team, Florida ran the ball 39 times for 283 yards, 7.3 average, 4 rushing touchdowns. Richardson had 11 carries, 106 yards, averaged 9.6, 3 touchdowns. He is an unbelievable football player. Johnson ran the ball 12 times, 75 yards, 6.3 average, 1 touchdown. Oregon, I don't know why I wrote Oregon. Utah ran the ball 39 times, 230 yards, 5.3, 2 touchdowns. Thomas, the leading rusher, 20. He's a good football player, Jim. You like him? I thought he looked good.
He's from Ohio.
He truly is?
Yeah.
Wow. He's
Jake
good.
Noel.
He's a good football player.
Aren't all the good ones?
23 carries, 150. Every football player in the country is from Ohio.
They are.
115 yards, 5-point yards.
They all
carry,
came
one
up there
touchdown.
from Kentucky.
That's right.
I tell you, well, getting back to the Florida Gators, I was impressed. I was so happy they won that football game.
Yeah,
Did you get to watch much? I know you were watching Ohio
I didn't
State.
watch it at all.
I had both TVs on. It was good, man. It was good. They looked good, but the crowd was crazy.
Yeah, great. I mean, great TV exposure for Florida. I mean, obviously, like you said, the crowd was amazing. It's loud. I mean, it's very loud. I think this is what Florida's going to be, though. They're going to run the ball 40 times a game. They're not going to drop back and pass it 40 times a game. That's not Anthony Richardson's. That's not his strength. But I think that's what Napier knows. Like, he's not going to ask him to be a drop back passer. He's going to let him use his feet, and he's going to let him use their athleticism on the offensive defensive side of the ball. So that's why I think Billy Napier was. I mean, I think he got this one right, especially in this first game. And I'm interested to see how the rest of the SEC East looks for them.
I tell you what, I got to give credit to SEC East. Tennessee looks good.
Look good, man.
Florida looked good. Georgia looks like the best team in the country. Kentucky looks good.
Yeah.
Missouri, I know who they played, but still, they did look good. The West looked pretty good too. SEC in general, they looked impressive. I don't care who they play, they look impressive.
Might be a lot of 4-4 records just because
It could be. It truly could. Wait till you put Oklahoma and Texas in here.
Yeah. I mean, Arkansas looked good. Yeah. I mean, it's
who are you for right now? You had to put 4 teams in a playoff. Who are you putting in there?
I mean, I think Alabama, Georgia.
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah.
I think Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. You made a good point. I mean, US at this moment after the first week,
Trojans.
I think it's hard not to put USC in it. But they have some big games coming up.
Well, the reason I said, look who they got to play. They're going to beat Utah.
Yeah.
They're going to beat Oregon.
Yeah, they look way better than Utah.
Yeah, they'll beat both. That's their team. Washington, I think it's going to be Southern Cal in the playoffs.
Notre Dame. That's the one they play that maybe they could lose.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Clemson did not look like a top 5 team.
No. But I tell you what, if you're a Florida Gator fan like Dr. Ward is, he called it right. They did. It was hot. It was humid. But golly, it was like Steve Spurrier's back in Florida. It was the place is going crazy. Yeah. The atmosphere was second to none.
Fast.
Unbelievable. All the schools from Florida look really quick, really athletic. I think Miami's going to be good too. I know they played Bethune-Cookman, but they did look good. Feel good about the state of Florida right now in football. A lot better than I did last year at this time.
I'm just grateful we get to play both of them at home.
Yeah, very glad you ain't got FSU. FSU's going to keep getting better and better. All right, here's our lineup this week. Only idiots play at 11 o'clock in the mornings.
We don't.
11 o'clock kickoff. Fox, number 1, Alabama at Texas. 11 o'clock also will be Arkansas, South Carolina. 11 o'clock? I don't think that's right. I'll double check this one. South Carolina at Arkansas, 11 o'clock. ESPN. That's a big football game right there. 11 o'clock, Wake Forest at Vandy. 11 o'clock kickoff, Missouri at Kansas State. Then you got a 2:30 kickoff, Appalachian State. What a football game! Them in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Did you watch some of that? That was a great game. At Texas A&M. That's gonna. You know what? Might not be this big blowout like people think.
I think it's gonna be a good test for us to play them before we play Miami.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's some good games. Week 3, Auburn, Penn State. 2:30 kickoff. This is a big one. Tennessee. I'll get it right in a minute. Tennessee at Pitt. Pitt looked pretty good. They look pretty good without losing those players. They look pretty good. That game's on ABC. And then Sanford at Georgia, number 3 team in the country, ESPN Network. 6 o'clock, Kentucky at the Florida Gators, ESPN. 6 o'clock, Central Arkansas at Ole Miss, ESCC Network. 6:30, Auburn, ESPNU. 6:30, Southern at LSU, SEC Network. 10 o'clock at night, Mississippi State at Arizona on Fox Network. We got a caller? Let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning. Couple observations about several things you've been talking about. I think the Florida versus Kentucky game, Florida's catching them at a good time. I think Kentucky's got several players out for suspension or something like that. That could have changed the line as well.
Right.
The other thing is, that, between between Florida and Florida State, they both got depth issues, particularly at quarterback. They're so tied to each of those quarterbacks that if something happens to either of them, that's going to change the whole equation. So it's a long season, and you get these running quarterbacks, and things can really happen. Miami, they've got a cake schedule. Clemson is really the only game they have that's really that they probably won't be favored in. They've got FSU and Miami. I mean, that game can be close, but you'd think Miami really wants to win that game because they lost a heartbreaker last year in Tallahassee. So those are just a couple observations. But Florida State are they're on a knife's edge for people getting hurt and ruining the season.
That's a great point what you made about both quarterbacks. What about you didn't get any love to Texas A&M? You think Miami's got an easy game against A&M?
Well, from what small sample size we have, Texas A&M has a great defense, and I think their offense is struggling, but it's going to be a low-scoring game, I would think, and it's in Texas A&M, right?
Right.
So I mean, I really think that Florida could really get beat up in that game. They're going to struggle to score. If Texas A&M can score at all, I still take them for sure in that game.
All right, buddy. Great call. Thank you so much. We got to take a break. Call back. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. He's always good. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. You want your vehicle to look brand new, go try it. You will absolutely love those people. They do an incredible job. I want to thank John and Charlotte again for the Newbies update. Get out there and have a great time at Newbies. Newbies 2 is the place to watch all sporting events. Dr. Ward, if it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. If you're listening right now in Northwest Florida, there's an office near you. Don't play around with skin cancer. 1 in 5 develop it. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Change your picks all you want. That's Jason Kovaleski. He's changed like 3 times now. He'll be in here hopefully Thursday.
From the master.
Yes, he did. He wants to whip me bad. He does.
Better leave him alone.
I'm not going to mess with him. I'll put the Yankee on him. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best Mexican restaurant, heck, anywhere, man. Brand new, right across the street from the Navy base on Thomas Drive. Ethan Boyd's in the house. Jim Bob Brandt. Be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest.
Your attention, please.
ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting clouds and showers and thunderstorms developing today through tonight. There'll be some sunshine today and the high near 90 and the overnight temperature near 75. And the winter temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. More showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601, 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Pain don't hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's Jim Grant Martin, not me. Georgia Bulldogs.
Billy Atkinson was here.
No kid. I wish he was. I miss Billy. Hey, Georgia to me looked like the most complete team in college football. Them and Bama looked like number 1 and 2, no doubt about that. They look good. And I told Jason Kovaleski he was worried about. He picked Georgia, I believe, but he was worried about losing a lot of players. The way Kirby's recruited the last 3 or 4 years, they're loaded, man. What'd you think, Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, obviously, I think everyone we thought they would still be good. I know everyone's kind of worried because of all the draft picks, but there was a lot of big names last year that were young. So, I mean, them coming back didn't really surprise me. But offensively, I mean, they looked good. Stetson Bennett looked really good. I mean, being QB1 all offseason, I think probably was good for him. So I just really impressed with them offensively. Defensively, I thought they were going to be there. So
Kicking game, all 3 phases,
yeah, I mean,
they dominate
Kirby,
the football game.
He had them ready. I mean, I know obviously it was a big game, first game of the year. He talked about it all year, all offseason. Obviously Oregon, so it was played up, but I was very impressed.
The rumor is that Ohio State's looking to bring in Georgia's OC. Is any truth to that?
I wish they would.
Tell us what you thought about the game.
Oh, I was really impressed with Georgia on offense. You know what you're going to get on defense. They're going to be good. But Oregon was completely off balance. I mean, they had no clue what Georgia was going to do next. And little reverses and this and that. Ladd McConkey is lighting them. Ladd McConkey, really? He's lighting them up. I mean, they did a great job calling plays. Whoever called their plays for Georgia, like I said, ought to get a pay raise. I thought he did a great job. He really did.
Georgia Bulldogs, number 3 in the country, probably will move. I don't know they'll pass Ohio State or Alabama. To me, they're one of the best, if not the best team in football at week 1. 49, Oregon 3. That was supposed to be one of the second biggest game in college football this weekend. The biggest one's Notre Dame, Ohio State. But they blow them out. You're right, Jim. Total offense, Georgia, 571 yards against Oregon. Oregon only had 313 yards. Turnovers, Oregon turned it over twice. Bo Nix, I think, threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
He didn't look very good. Georgia didn't have any. Time possession, Georgia had the ball over 31 minutes. Oregon about 28. First downs, Georgia 26, Oregon 21. Bo Nix passed the ball 37 times for 21 completions, 173 yards, two interceptions. Not very good.
I think Bo Nix, they said his 4 games against Georgia, he's got 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Yeah,
he's over 4, that's for sure.
And our boy Bennett, everybody says he can't play quarterback. Hell, he was 25 of 31, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns. To me, he looked really good. He put the ball on the money, man. He's looked confident. He knows what he's doing. He knew where to put the football, and he did it.
Yeah, I mean, a whole offseason as QB1, I mean, that probably changes your mentality.
You think he gets sick of people saying, well, the only thing they
I don't believe it. I mean, I bet
I was impressed. Anyway, Georgia, they just reload. Kirby recruits at a different level than everybody else. They reload. Great job, Georgia Bulldogs. Their schedule, Jim, set up really nice. I don't see them losing a regular season game.
No, I don't either.
I mean, seriously, Tennessee probably give them a game. Florida give them a game. But that roster, and their team speed, talking about team speed, those big defensive linemen can run. I mean, they're a really good football team. Great job, Kirby Smart. Georgia gets a big win. Probably the best team in football this week anyway. I got to ask both you guys a question. I hope you're like I am. I don't like the new playoff expansion. To me, like, if I'm Southern Cal now, did you make the right call? Because if they're going to are you kidding me? The Pac-12 champion's going to be in the playoffs. This whole thing started out, let's get the best teams playing for the national championship. We started at 2. People cried about that. We started at 4. People crying about, you only got Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. It's the same. Clemson's the same schools. What's you going to make them play more games? Because I just don't get it. With Southern Cal leaving the Pac-12, why would you put them in the playoffs. Just to what? Get TV. It's about the money.
Of course,
it's
it
all
is.
money. Am I right?
No, you're not.
It ain't about getting the best
about
teams.
money.
It ain't about the playoffs. It's about making as much money as you can. Now I'm glad the players are getting paid because really they're being used. You play a 12-game schedule.
Yep.
And that was pretty nice. Now they're going to be playing, 15? If you're not in the top 4, I think you got to play 16 games to win a championship, right? Because I think 1 through 4 are going to have, I think I read it right. 1 through 4 have a bye, and then everybody else will be playing after that. And then you play down. They'll have to play, like if it's Alabama, Ohio State, or Georgia, they have to play 15 games to win a national championship. If you're ranked 5th and lower, I think you're going to play 16 games if you play for a conference championship. Ethan Boyd, what do you think about Oklahoma, Texas leaving? Now their champion's going to get in there.
Yep.
Heck, wouldn't it be smart for A&M now that we make the playoffs? Let's go back to the Big 12.
Oklahoma State should look very happy right now.
That's
I mean, them and Baylor are like just living it up.
That's what I'm saying. What did you think about that?
It's inevitable. It's going to happen. I don't know. It's going to be the same. To me, I don't care how many teams you invite to the dance. It's still going to be the same 4, 5, 6.
I'd say 6. I'd say 6. Yeah.
Teams that are going to be legitimate people. Every teams every season. You'll always have the Boise States and UCF and Cincinnati and whoever. Maybe Oklahoma State. They'll always be nibbling it around the fringes, but the core teams that can win every year, to me, are always going to be the same.
Well, what to me,
because they got the most money. That's what it comes down to.
Well, to me, we've always complained, or the big complaint's been like the 1-4 game has never been good. Well, what is we just saw the 3-11 game.
Yeah.
49-3. Georgia spanked them, and that was 3 versus number 11. I mean, it's gonna be the same thing. The games, especially if they do it where they say the higher seed will be a home game. I mean, we're going to see some blowouts just as much as we see now.
You might get an upset, though. We might get an upset once in a while. But what I hate, those kids are going to have another risk of injury.
Here's the thing, though, James. I don't worry about the number of games. Because how many teams are going to, let's just say it's 15 or 16 or whatever. How many teams of the 130-some teams that play football are going to actually have to play 15 games? 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's just my opinion. That's a non-argument.
The team that wins the championship is going to have to play them.
Yeah, so would you play 15 games and win a national championship? Yeah.
See, I think it's too many. Just too many games for them kids to get beat up like that. Well, you know what, though? They're getting paid now, so I guess it's okay. They're professional. Let's pay a professional.
But yeah, I don't think going to 12 changes anything.
Hey, did you learn anything this week? Another thing I learned, I think Southern Cal has got a great shot to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that came. And LSU's not. Discipline's not there yet.
I think it's USC or there's no Pac-12 in the playoff. I mean, I think that's, Pac-12 kind of beat itself up already.
Anything you saw that stuck out this week?
I was really impressed with Georgia. It's like more than I thought I would be. Yeah, they did a good job.
One shout out to Baylor, 69 points this past week.
Baylor.
Watch out for Baylor.
Yeah,
the Big 12.
Who they play? Sol Ross. I mean,
Surfside. No, it doesn't matter. They won. That's good. Hey, a shout out to the FSU band. Shout out to FSU fans. I'm impressed. I've been an Alabama fan my whole life, but I'm going to tell you what, after finally going to like a bowl with FSU people, they are impressive, first-class people. I can't say enough good things about them. I was in a hotel watching those people. They love that school. They are incredible. LSU people, unbelievable fans, but to get away with the hate needs to go away, especially when you yelling and cussing out an old man like me.
You asked for that looking at them.
Of course, you didn't egg them on at all.
No, roll tide, baby. Hey, I tell you what, the Underdog's got a great show lined up for you. Feinbaum 6 to 10. You're listening to the legendary 102.1 in Marianna, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are out.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Black hat, baby. I want to be the coach at Alabama. Paul, I know it's not funny, but I'm going to laugh anyway. Paul, don't this dude know that he can't get a job because they do background checks? Bama's not going to hire you to be their coach or anything else.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays 6 to 10 on 102.1 and 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting clouds and showers and thunderstorms developing today through tonight. There'll be some sunshine today and the high near 90 and the overnight temperature near 75. And the winter temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. More showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to another college football season. And welcome back to another season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper. That little slice of heaven. Every man, woman,